as a young freshman, and that can stunt their development. There's a risk of them not developing like they should if they go to college too early.
I've always been somebody I've been very iffy on the thought of most reclass. Now, a guy like Will Riley, I think, is a little bit of a different story because you got a 6'8" shot-making wing that I think fits it a little bit more. I think guards, especially for me, I always worry about making that jump too early before you've fully physically developed. And I don't know. Now, obviously, if you're the Jamal Murray type with that level of talent, you're going to be fine.
And again, 18 years old versus 17. I think
18 versus 17.
That matters.
But a guy like Fears, who's maybe not quite a 5-star, still definitely has some development to do. Is the jump shot there for him? Is he fit? I mean, he's grown a lot recently, hasn't he? He's kind of sprouted up to 6'3" now, but still pretty slim. It obviously is there's going to be a physical adjustment for him wherever he plays. I just don't know. For a guy like him, I feel like, man, to just stay in your class, especially for a 17-year-old, I don't know if he can be super effective next year wherever he goes to college. And for Illinois, like, even if you wanted to let's say Illinois didn't have as sound of a backcourt situation as they've put together right now, I would be very nervous about, okay, well, Fears wants to reclass. Let's make him our starting point guard as a reclass freshman. That would make me very nervous for a guy like him. Now, if he stayed in 25, I was preparing that he was going to be very firmly in the rotation right away.
Yeah.
I just every situation's different, but I feel like I always hear reclass, especially with guards, and I feel like I don't know if that's the right move for most guys.
Yeah, and usually when you look at the landscape and see the guys that have made those decisions, usually those are guys who are trying to speed up their NBA clock, that are trying to make a fast jump to the NBA, who feel like they're ready to come in and make an impact. And then when they struggle, that's when their confidence can get hurt. And that's where I think some people may be like, well, why would their development really hurt if they go to college? I think a lot of times it's confidence. A lot of times that initial shock of going into another realm of competition, more physical guys out there. And when you struggle, how quickly are you able to bounce back from that? How do you adjust to that? And are you looking then to transfer if you don't immediately have what you're seeking come to fruition? So I think that's something that definitely has to be factored in with Jeremiah. Again, somebody that I really like as a player. And I do think it's a little surprising he struggled to shoot the three as much as he has, because that was something that early on as a high school prospect, when he first came onto the scene, was his big strength. He was 5'10". I mean, he was definitely under 6 foot when he first emerged at Joliet West and was playing alongside his brother, Jeremy Fears Jr., of course, and could really shoot the three from the outside at deep range. You wondered if he would grow enough to be a legit size, especially as more of a scoring guard than a pure point guard. But here recently, as he has sprouted up and he's gotten up to close to 6'3", and he's highly touted. He got picked for Team USA for a reason. And his off the dribble game is fantastic, I think, in terms of his handles and how he can just break down defenders and get into the lane and make plays. And again, I think his vision has improved a lot over the last year, but his shot making from the outside, I think for high school, it was like 28% from three this past year. EYBL circuit, it was a shade below 30. Team USA didn't shoot higher than 30% from three. So really a lot of the sample sizes, as you add them up over the last year or so, has been a sub 30% three-point shooter. And you know that once you go up another level, it becomes even harder to make shots in college. So